Sustainability. What do you think of when you hear that word? Sustainability. Windmills? Polar bears? Well, what if I told you it's not just about that, and more about thriving than merely surviving? You see, what I think comes up for many of us is something that has to do with the environment and our indeed limited ecological resources. And I'm here to suggest that our abundance of human resources is the key, and that education is our most powerful tool for their cultivation. Because we need to do what every other thriving species does: adapt. And really, it's going to be not only about your and my ability to adapt, as it is about my 5-year-old niece and her generation, supporting their ability to adapt. And so the big idea I want to offer you is this: that a sustainable future depends on a revolution in education for action. Education for action. That goes beyond the 4 walls of our classrooms and beyond just our right brains, and into the full engagement of students in projects that are interdisciplinary, action-oriented, and result in real-world change. Because you see, my generation and the young people in school today, we're inheriting quite a world. I mean, the global population has more than doubled since the 60s. Fossil fuels are pretty much tapped. I mean, change is happening quickly. And it's vital that we foster critical thought and imagination and awareness of the interconnection of all living systems, qualities not so nurtured by our present standards-based system of teaching to the test education. Right? Right? Which makes now a pretty good moment to be asking ourselves, what is education really for? Right? What are those knowledge and skills we need to be preparing young people with, and how can our practices of education do it? Well, how about this word, education? It comes from the Latin root ducare, which means to draw out from within or lead forth. Interesting, right? Because what this suggests is that education and the process of learning are perhaps less about the delivering of information as they are about a guided process of discovery. And we're seeing it in the education for sustainability movement that's happening, from curriculum design to what's served in our cafeterias, from the buildings students sit in to our institutional cultures and communities, drawing out those qualities we're going to need in the leaders of our thriving and sustainable future. Consciousness, cooperation, compassion. And it's education that both involves and results in action, where 4th graders are rebuilding local habitats of endangered species, mastering those basic skills measurably better. Because the learning is fun and meaningful. College students collaborating with local architects and city planners to design and build the new green community center, taking ownership of their education and making that real-world solutions and change. This type of education, which can be made accessible for every student, is how we tap into that abundance of human potential. And change is never easy. It takes vision and political will. But we create the system. And education for action, when practiced and supported, is systemically creating that pathway towards our thriving and sustainable future.